you followed me for a while, then you know that I've been dealing with thinning hair for the last several years. Now, when I started this journey, I made the decision not to take any prescription medications orally. I decided that I'd try to treat my thinning hair as holistically and naturally as possible. So here's a photo of where I was several years ago, and here's a photo of where I am right now. Not bad, right? Well, in this video, I'm gonna chronicle for you my journey on treating my thinning hair holistically in the hopes that it can be helpful for either you or somebody else that you know who may be dealing with the same thing. The first thing I started doing to treat my thinning hair is reducing my overall stress. Thinning hair can be due to chronic or acute stress, and I see this in my patients after they undergo surgery quite commonly. Telogen effluvium is the term used to describe hair loss from stress. And the good thing about this condition is that if that stress is reduced or that stress is eliminated, the hair tends to thicken once again and hopefully get back to its normal, not thinned state. So I began doing things to reduce my stress, like yoga, meditation, and taking the time to do things that I enjoy and that are not considered work. Now, the next step I took to treat my thinning hair is taking a supplement called Nutrafol. Nutritional deficiencies are a relatively common cause of thinning hair in both men and women. And some of the deficiencies that can cause and influence thinning hair include iron, zinc, vitamin D, and more. Now, I could have seen a functional medicine physician or a dermatologist to get labs drawn, and that way they can determine what nutritional deficiencies may be contributing to my thinning hair. Or the other option is that I could start myself on an all-in-one nutritional supplement for my hair. Now, being a busy plastic surgeon, I decided to go the easy route and I began taking Nutrafol. Nutrafol makes all-in-one nutritional supplements for thinning hair that are customized for premenopausal women, postmenopausal women, vegan women, and men. So I've been on Nutrafol for men for the last several years. Now, it contains a plethora of nutrients to improve your hair health and your overall health, including vitamins A, C, D, and E. It contains biotin, zinc, curcumin, resveratrol, and a lot more. Now, because Nutrafol has been so helpful for me, I decided to offer it on my younbeauty.com website. So if you're considering trying Nutrafol, check it out at younbeauty.com, and I'll put a link in the caption below. Now, the other supplement that I take, not just for my thinning hair, but mainly for my skin and bones, is my Youn Beauty Supplemental Collagen. Now, there have been zero studies that I know of, which show that taking a hydrolyzed collagen supplement can thicken your hair. But I've heard a lot of anecdotal stories from people who believe that it has helped their own hair, including my own mom. One day she asked me, "Tony, why is my hair getting thicker and thicker? Do you think it could be the supplemental collagen that I'm taking that you give me every month?" Well, I think it could be possible. Now, I believe it's made a significant positive effect on my thinning hair as well, but if you had to pick one supplement for your thinning hair, I go with an all-in-one like Nutrafol over a collagen supplement. Now, the next thing I started doing with my hair is I started wearing a low-light laser helmet. Low-light laser has been shown in many studies to increase hair growth in people who have thinning hair. Now, this is not a laser that you can feel. It's called a cold laser because it does not generate heat. Now, there are many laser helmets out there and laser combs and other similar devices, but after doing my research, I decided on the iRestore Pro laser helmet. This has 282 diodes. And after using it for a couple years, I recently upgraded to the new iRestore Elite laser helmet, and this has 500 diodes. Now, I'm going to warn you that these laser helmets are very pricey, but if you want to try it out, I'll have a link in the caption below to check it out. I'm also going to try to get a discount code from the company, and if they give me one, I will also put it in the caption below as well to hopefully save you several $100s on a laser helmet. Now, in addition to wearing a laser helmet, I also knew that I needed to apply a topical product for my thinning hair. Now, at first, I was determined not to use any pharmaceuticals. pharmaceuticals, so I began using Nutrafol's hair serum. I applied it to my scalp every morning and evening. Now I used that for many months, and honestly, I didn't see much of a change that I could attribute directly from the Nutrafol hair serum. So the next thing I started using is Hair Prescriptive's Epoxy Oil Complex, and I started applying that to my scalp. Now, this is formulated by a prominent plastic surgeon and the actual former director of my plastic surgery residency program, Dr. Stephen Ringler. Now, I'd heard a lot of great things about it over the years, so I decided to try it for myself. Now, although I believe it's a great treatment to naturally thicken your hair, I honestly didn't enjoy putting it on my scalp because it's an oil. I've never enjoyed putting oil onto my hair or onto my scalp. Maybe it's just because I'm a guy and I'm not used to it. So after using it for a few months, I actually stopped using it. I think, however, that this product can be great for somebody who loves to use hair oils, but unfortunately, that's not me. Now, I also tried using topical rosemary oil, and this has been shown in one small study to be comparable to minoxidil, but with less scalp irritation. But unfortunately, like the Epoxy Oil Complex, it is an oil, and I just could not get used to putting an oil on my scalp and my hair. So I finally decided to take the jump to a topical pharmaceutical. I began applying 5% minoxidil to my scalp once or twice a day for approximately the last 9 months or so. Now, I started by applying minoxidil as a serum, but then I read that the foam was easier to apply and had less potential side effects. So after using the serum for a couple months, I switched to the foam. And since then, I've been applying the minoxidil 5% foam onto the top of my scalp and under my crown. And it's really easy to apply, and honestly, I've had zero reaction to it. Now, after about 3 to 4 months, I did start noticing that my hair was definitely thicker in the areas that I had been applying it. And this improvement actually has increased after switching to the foam. Applying minoxidil to my scalp seems to have had the biggest effect of all of the treatments that I've been using. Minoxidil is now available over the counter. It used to be only by a prescription, but now you can get it even in bulk at stores like Costco. In men, it comes as a 5% strength, and in women, it comes as 2.5 and 5%. I recommend, if you're a woman though, go with that 5% for quicker and better results. And once again, here is how my hair looks after using these treatments for the past few years. Now, if I want to take the next step and treat my thinning hair more aggressively, I'd consider first oral minoxidil. Now, I spoke about it on a recent podcast with my dermatologist friend, Dr. Emily Levin, and she prescribes it for her husband, who has had great results with it. Now, the main issue with taking minoxidil as a pill is that you might get hair growth in areas that you don't want. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I ideally want to avoid any oral prescription medications. Now, the other thing I'd consider is injections of PRP. And these have been shown in many studies to promote hair growth. Now, we do PRP injections in my office, so it'd actually be pretty easy for me to get it done, but I'm really hoping to avoid anything invasive, even minimally invasive like PRP. Now, speaking of hair, I recently reacted to a celebrity hair disasters with fellow plastic surgeon and YouTuber, Dr. Gary Linkoff. And we cover what happened to Michael Jackson's hair when a woman accidentally used Gorilla Glue as hair gel, and a whole lot more in this video right here. And as always, remember to eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-rejuvenate before you operate.